Appendix 4. Institutional Research. This fulfills Assessment Objective 4. Major record labels. There are 4 major record labels, which are Sony BMG, Universal Music Group, EMI and Warner Music Group. These 4 major record labels represent the majority of music sold internationally, making up an average of 75% of the music market per year. These major record labels have subsidiary labels, which are what artists are signed to. For example, Columbia Records and Red Music Distribution are part of Sony BMG, and Atlantic Records and Roadrunner Records are part of the Warner Music Group. Although all of these labels are part of the one major label, they are able to sign their own artists and make their own business decisions. Indie record labels. An independent record label, or indie record label, is a recording label operating without funding or outside the organisation of a major record label. A large number of bands and musical artists begin on an independent label. Independent labels range from home-based hobby labels to large and highly profitable businesses. In the past, independent and major record labels had a clear split, but in recent decades this has faded. Some of the largest of the independent record labels are now being distributed and aided by major record labels in order to enhance their profile and get their artists' music heard. The reason for this is because independent labels often have difficulty trying to get their music heard due to them typically having fewer financial resources to promote their music and artists. Despite their struggle that they face, many independent labels have survived and thrived, and many labels that have not lasted, but the music that they have produced has had a lasting effect on music culture. Examples of independent record labels are Domino Records, which represent the Arctic Monkeys and Franz Ferdinand, Rough Trade, which represented the Smiths, and Sub Pop, who represented Nirvana. All 3 of these labels are examples of indie labels that have grown into large profitable businesses. In these cases, these indie labels have been drawn to the public's attention due to the music that they produce becoming well-known hits. In some cases, independent labels have agreed to sign a dual release agreement, amongst other deals, with a major record label. They may also rely to some extent on international licensing deals, distribution agreements, and other agreements with the major label. The decision for this comes from the independent label wanting to promote and distribute their music further. This is basically the 2 labels working together, which is an example of synergy, institutional convergence and horizontal integration between the 2. The type of distribution that may be offered to indie labels are having their music videos shown on the major labels' TV and YouTube channels. These offer forms of both push and pull technology, which is appealing to the audience. This results in the indie label's music being easier to access due to it being available on multimedia platforms, which is also an example of technological convergence. In addition to the labels that are subsidiaries of the main labels, these 4 big labels also occasionally offer distribution to independent labels. Under these deals, the major label offers the indies release to stores with their own releases. However, the major label isn't allowed a say in what albums the indie label releases or how this label is managed. This is another prime example of synergy between the 2 labels and vertical integration. Famous music video directors. The first that I'm going to talk about are focus creeps. Focus creeps are notably known for creating music videos for predominantly independent bands and artists. Some of their most popular videos have been for the Arctic Monkeys, when they have made several music videos for. The style of their videos are typically filtered and have a bright, vibrant and vintage appearance. Their videos are very much aimed at a niche audience, as they don't follow the typical conventions of mainstream music videos, plus the artists that they work for are not part of mainstream music genres. Their music videos are relatively low budget compared to mainstream videos. Director X. Director X is a protege of fellow pioneering music video director Hype Williams. He is well known for creating high-budget videos for big artists such as Alicia Keys, Rihanna, Justin Bieber, and Jay-Z. Unlike Focus Creeps, he creates music videos that fit the genre of hip-hop. He personally is represented by DNA, a music video and commercials institution. This allows his work to be seen on a large scale, and his videos are intended to be seen by a vast audience. The style of his videos is rather cinematic and high budget. They commonly involve extravagant and the typical features generally seen in hip-hop music videos. For example, expensive cars, jewellery, houses, meeting the typical conventions of hip-hop music videos as stated by Hype Williams. Music award ceremonies. There are numerous famous music award ceremonies that are held annually. Two of the most popular are the Brits, held in Britain, and the Grammys, held in America. These ceremonies recognise achievement from most music genres, and as a result of this, artists and bands of the less popular and more niche genres are promoted and given the chance to get themselves heard. There are smaller music awards that are also held annually, but are more specific towards more niche music subgenres. Some of these include the Enemy Awards and the Q Awards, which are aimed at indie, alternative and rock music. Another is the Kerrang Awards, aimed at all subgenres of rock music. These awards all have performances of artists of these genres and awards specific to them. Unlike the Enemy, Q and Kerrang Awards, the larger award ceremonies are sponsored and supported by large organisations. For example, the Brits is supported by MasterCard and ITV, who broadcast the event on television. These supporters are key to making the awards so popular and raising their profile. Although the Enemy, Q and Kerrang Awards don't have large supporters like the Brits, they have alternative ways of getting their awards noticed. Each of these awards are part of the brands Enemy, Q and Kerrang, which each have multiple platforms in which they sell their brand. For example, Enemy sell their brand on media platforms including a magazine, a website, radio show, a TV channel and more. This means that the Enemy Awards is advertised in multiple ways and on different types of media, meaning a wider range of audiences is made aware of the ceremony. Synergy between media products. In the music industry, a record label will not just make and release music, but will also create additional products that goes along with it. These products will also be designed to create synergy with each other, working together to advertise each of the individual products and not necessarily just the music. As well as an album or a single, the artist and record label will also have numerous other products and distribution options that work alongside it. These generally include a website, a YouTube channel, posters, magazine features, music videos and web advertisements. All of these products will in one way or another help to advertise each other, but fundamentally the music. Ways in which this can happen is each of the products having a feature on it, which links or directs that audience to another product. For example, the artist's website may have links to iTunes or the YouTube channel, and also have images of the magazine on it. Another example is that the magazine and poster may have a QR code on it, which when scanned, takes the audience to iTunes or YouTube to show the music video that goes with the song. All of these examples demonstrate synergy, cross-media promotion and horizontal integration. These products also help to promote the use of digital technology, as well as the traditional magazines and CDs. The use of this synergy also gives the audience a wider range of options when they come to accessing the music or additional content, such as the music videos. This is an example of convergence culture from Henry Jenkins in 2008, which states that an audience will go wherever possible to get the media content that they desire.